That is a stack of fish. Not too sure what yet, probably mullet, but let's get into it. All right, everyone, how's it going? So as you've probably seen, glorious day. There's a glass out. What we've got today is an unreleased Daiwa. It is the Daiwa Flick 4-inch. So managed to get my hands on some early. Not meant to show these till I'm told to, but how cool is that? So, sorry, a bit of stuff going on just everywhere. The plan is, I'm gonna put it through its paces. I'm gonna do a review on it. Let's see how it holds up. Recently I did the previous Daiwa Flick, which I quite enjoyed. This is a bigger version. So is it gonna be better? Is it gonna be worse? Who knows? So I've got it rigged on a 1 to 3 kilo rod, 6 pound braid, 8 pound leader, but let's get to casting. Let's see what we can get. So there he is there. He's on a 1/6 jig head at the moment. There's plenty of tailor around. So visually I can see them coming in here. They were just everywhere. Let's see how we go. You see the stacks of bait moving through. All this little stuff was bait. That bigger stuff before looked to me like they'd be mullet. This time of year mullet are out there, they're breeding, they're doing all the usual stuff. I'm expecting this lure to catch flathead, brim, pretty much anything in the estuary. I reckon it's got a good shot of catching. Said I managed to get a hold of these prior to the official release. So these are getting released at after, which is very, very soon. Managed to, there's that stuff I was talking about before, all next to us. Managed to get a hold of them early. I reckon they're brim, that's my pick. Yeah, managed to get a hold of them early and see how we go with them. So this will be, well, unless you know someone at Daiwa, the first time you would have seen or heard of this lure. So I've got it in the motor oil color at the moment. Well, not that I have any other color, but I've only got one color, and it is motor oil. So it's kind of like a jerk shad, but they've just added this tiny little tail on the back of it. And we're just going to put this lure through the paces. I quite like the smaller version. There was a color I liked called Yabby. Big fan of it. This is, like I said, the 4-inch version, so it's just a bigger version of essentially that. So it looks like they've just taken that lure and upsized it. Whatever they are, they haven't bit yet. They've also moved. Part of me thinks they could just be a big school of like golden trevally, but I would like to think a golden trevally would take this on, if that's the case. Very shallow. It's only 3-4 foot of water, so you know there's not too much they could be, especially in this depth. Oh, there we go. Got something. Nope, lost it. Had something. Something had hold of the tail then. Could have been a little brim or a little grunter is my pick. There we go. That feels like a flathead. It's got really good weight to it. It's not running right though. It's got really good weight, but it's just not running right. Yeah, oh, it's a donkey of a flathead. It's actually a really good fish, eh? Well, that's a cracker of a start. Oh my God. Come on, come on. There you go. Oh! Get him on board, get him on board. Wowza. All right, calm down, calm down. What a fish. Like, that is a really good start to the day. Far out. There you go, on the unreleased lure. Gets it done. Far out, what a fish. We'll have to get the big camera out early. He's beautiful. She's beautiful. I reckon that's gonna be, oh God. All right. It's gonna have to go close to 69 centimeters, this one. Like and subscribe if you got that joke. All right guys, how about that? So 60 centimeters, big old dusky, straight off the bat, sick, just so cool. Love these fish. Not as much as jacks, but still love them. It's just so cool. That just came on, like I said, the unreleased Daiwa lure that we'll go through in a little bit. Yeah, we'll chuck him in alive while we'll keep fishing. Let's see what else we can get. Keep making our way through this creek. That's a really good start though, that flathead. 60 centimeter flathead. Forgot to mention, this is on a 1/6 Daiwa jig head with a 3/0 on it. It's a 3/0 heavy, so it's slightly more heavy duty than the standards. So in the hooks, there's a 0x or a 0 or 3x, could be a 2x, either or. When you go to get them, you'll notice it, so it's just that stronger hook. It's more of a heavy duty wire, whereas like I said, you're getting the light gauge hook. Oh, there was some takes. I prefer to stick with the heavier gauge hooks, just because you don't want to be bending them out on stuff. I mean, we are fishing 6 pounds, so you're not going to be, it's not going to be that big of a problem, but it's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt you running this heavier gauge hook, right? And that's mainly what I'm trying to get at in a roundabout way, is you're more likely to bend out the lighter gauge, so there's not really much of a point to run it. You might as well just go to the heavier gauge and then you're covered. The only time I would really say is if you really wanted a really small, light presented lure, yeah, but you know, this is a 4-inch lure we're reviewing today. Whatever takes it is, you know, it's made up its mind. It wants a dig, you know, it wants a crack. So the basic technique is the same. I go over it every time, but if you've ever fished for flathead, I'm going to assume most of you have, however, I'll still explain it. Cast out, watch your line, let it hit the bottom. Give it like just 2 or 3 little flicks. And then just wind in the slack, let it sit. Wind in the slack, let it sit. Now, when you're using a proper lure rod with like light gear, you're gonna feel the doink. Now, it's hard to explain till you feel it, but you'll feel this jolt through the rod and line. That's a bite. Now, some fish will just grab it and run, easy done. But if you miss the jolt, when you go to give it that rapid flick, you're gonna feel the weight and you're gonna feel the fish. Turtle. There we go. What I was saying, it was probably brim. It was definitely brim. Look at that. He choked it down. There you go. Nice healthy brim. Choked it down. It's what I was saying, there's lots of little pecks. Don't want to get starved here, which is more than likely. Yeah. These guys come into the estuary to spawn this time of year. This time of year. It's why he's very clean. For those of you that like eating brim, you'd probably know winter time's the best time. Look at that, he just engulfed it. Chuck him back. One of those tailors I was just telling you about. There you go. So we got the Trifecta so far. Probably destroy that lure. Nice little tailor. Come on. Not bad, little chomper, as they would call them. Yeah, look at those teeth. If you haven't seen them before, they are razor sharp teeth. They are ridiculous, these guys. But, you know what? The lure's holding up. So because these are a super stretchy, oh God, Duratec, not Duratec, like a Lazatec, it's just Daiwa's version of it. They will survive the toothy critters. Oh, I rigged that terribly, as you've just seen. God, there's a lot of them getting around, isn't there? We need to fix that up, because that is, said we only got 6 pound on, so it's very, very chafed at the moment between the flathead and the tailor. Not so much the brim. The brim did not do anything to this, but the rest of them did. There was some fish just here on side scan which look like brim. Just see, because there's quite a few of them. There we go. Whoa! What do we have here? Actually fighting really good. Just keeping it high because there's rocks here. This is a good fish. What is this? It's got to be like a big grunter. Big head shakes though. Maybe it's a big old donkey brim. Oh, it's a cod. It's a cod. That's what it is. It's actually a big cod too. That explains why. There we go. Nice codly. Explains why it was playing up the way it was. Guys, so 40 centimetre estuary cod on the 1 to 3 kilo rod. Explains why he was playing up so much. He was just trying to bury us into those rocks. So cool. Like, not something you would expect on a gravel bar. Nevertheless, that is 4 fish, 4 different species caught so far in the lure. So let's chuck him into the live well and yeah, let's talk about the lure. All right guys, so that is the unreleased Daiwa flick. So trying to get it in focus for you. It is a 3.95 100ml in motor oil. Now, for those of you who are long-term viewers, which I hope you all are, you might remember recently I did this one, which was the 2.9 inch flick. So this is just the bigger version they've released for after, which they sent me an early pack, which I'm not meant to be talking about till after, but here we are. If you're watching this, it's obviously after. So you get 6 of them. It's a motor oil color. It's the most common estuary color. Like, it is the go-to. If you want any kind of lure to fish in the estuary, just pick motor oil. They are scented. I don't know what scent it is, but it's got the smallest little scent. Good eyes on them. Super stretchy, like you've seen. The tailor couldn't even. This is what I was running it on. It's a Lox 1 to 3 kilos, 1,000 spin, 6 pound braid, 8 pound leader. It's on a Daiwa jig head, which was a 1.6 with a, I believe that's a 3.0 in it. But as you can see, this thing is mangled and destroyed, but it was still catching fish, which is cool. Just picked up that nice estuary. What I like about it is I like the size. I really think they finally nailed that profile. My one complaint on the 2.95 was it was just too thin, just too short. This has solved both those problems. However, there is one thing that I'm not too keen on, which it's disappointing, but the eyes. The eyes are very easy to be removed. Now, the reason that is because it's a stretchy material, right? When it stretches, those eyes go and pop out. Now, the only way they can really solve that is they need to inject a different kind of Duramax or Elastomax or whatever we want to call it. I think Duramax is actually an engine, but that's okay. They need to change, instead of having those big buoyant eyes, it needs to be a different color and it needs to be like imprinted inside of it. That will solve that issue. But other than that, I mean, even though the eye went, it still went well. So it's got that little, well, it's missing part of it, but it's got a jerk shad tail, and then the other half is that little bit of a paddle. So as it's flopping down, it's going boom, 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 boom. and it worked really well. As you've seen, I caught an estuary cod, caught a brim, I caught a flathead, good flathead, and a tailor. So it caught everything pretty much I expected to catch through here. Got heaps of hits. Really happy with it. I'll definitely use these ones again. Now these are out, my preference is this one over this one. However, this color is still, like, that color to me is just amazing. I love looking at it. Oh, this sun's really annoying. The wind's kicked in, the sun's made it hard. So would I buy them? Yes, I'd definitely buy the 100 mil, and I'd buy them in that Yabby UV color. I had a great time fishing in the creek with it. So it's more of like a jerk shad retrieve, so you're going flick, 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 up and down. But it worked great. As you've seen, we caught plenty of fish, fished them for about 2 hours in, I would say, substandard conditions. Like, it was a glass out. I mean, it's amazing conditions, but terrible for fishing. So yeah, overall, I'm really happy I came out, really happy I gave them a go. Let me know what you think about them. Let me know if you'll give them a go. Let me know if you've used them. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll chuck this camera down. We'll head back to the ramp, and I'll catch you on the next one, hey?